Have you ever seen your crush and suddenly felt something weird in your stomach, like a light nervous feeling? Your heart beats faster, your hands feel a little off, and for a second you don't even act like yourself anymore. Maybe you start overthinking how you're standing, or you avoid eye contact, or you suddenly forget how to behave normally. And later you think, why am I like this? It feels random, but psychology says it's actually very predictable. Let's break it down. The first thing to understand is that what people call butterflies is not just an emotional feeling, it's a body response. In psychology and neuroscience, this is linked to the autonomic nervous system, especially something called the fight or flight response. Now here's the interesting part. Your brain doesn't fully separate excitement and nervousness. So when you see someone you find attractive or emotionally important, your brain can interpret it as a high-stakes situation. Not because you are in danger, but because your brain thinks this person matters. And when something matters, your body reacts, your heart rate increases, your attention sharpens, your body becomes more alert, that butterfly feeling in your stomach. That's actually blood flow shifting away from digestion and toward your muscles, part of your body preparing for action. But in this case, there is no real action needed, so it just feels like nervous energy. Now let's make it real. Imagine this situation: you're in school or college, you're walking normally, you're talking to your friends, everything feels fine, then you see your crush. Suddenly, your brain switches. You become hyper-aware of everything, how you're walking, where your hands are, whether you look normal, whether they noticed you, and even if nothing is happening externally, internally it feels like something changed. That's because your brain has just tagged this person as emotionally significant. There's also something deeper happening here in psychology called the dopamine reward system. Dopamine is not just the pleasure chemical like people say online. It's actually more about anticipation and motivation. When you see someone you like, your brain starts predicting reward. What if they like me back? What if something happens between us? What if there's a connection? That uncertainty creates a spike in dopamine activity. And interestingly, psychology shows that uncertainty increases attention and emotional intensity. So the less predictable the situation, the stronger the feeling. That's why crushes feel stronger when you don't fully know how the other person feels. Now here's something people don't talk about. Your brain also starts editing your behavior automatically. This is called self-monitoring in social psychology. When someone is important to us, we become more aware of how we are being perceived. So you might overthink your words, become quieter or more nervous, act slightly different than your normal self, not because you're pretending, but because your brain is trying to manage impression. It's basically asking, how do I make sure I don't mess this up? And this is why it feels so intense. It's not just attraction. It's emotional significance, uncertainty, body arousal, and self-awareness all happening at once. That combination creates what people call butterflies. But here's something important to understand. Nothing is wrong with you. This is a normal human response system. Your brain is not confusing you. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do: pay attention to things that might matter socially or emotionally. Because for humans, social connection has always been important for survival. So when you see your crush and feel that strange nervous excitement, it's not random. It's your brain saying this person is important enough to pay attention to, even if you don't know what will happen next. At the end of the day, butterflies are not a sign of weakness or confusion. They are just your brain and body reacting to meaning, attention, and possibility. And that's something every human goes through, even if they don't talk about it.